welcome back to the Luke Martin Show. Well, obviously, today is a very special edition of the Luke Martin Show. As many as you could probably tell with the graphics I've made and throughout the show, today, April 30th, is a very special day for me, as obviously something happened 3 years ago today that changed my life forever. I told this story earlier this year on one of my shows in October, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because I've already said it multiple times. And that's why I've wore Purdue throughout the show and honoring him yet again. I'm going to honor him here as I wrote him a letter today. But my grandfather passed away 3 years ago today. And obviously I'm filming this earlier on in the week because obviously the day on Friday is going to be a tough day for me. But I wear Purdue clothes each and every day to honor him. That's one of the things that, he taught me many life lessons. And living in Lafayette, Purdue was attached to him. And Purdue was attached to me, obviously, learning so many things from him. And, I was thinking, really, I was hashing through the past couple of weeks, Obviously, I knew this day was coming. I thought, I want to do something for him. And I sort of did it back, telling you all the story back in October. And I just didn't know a better way to do it than simply writing him a letter. And obviously, I know he's not here, and I know he's not with us anymore. But I sort of hope he hears it, and I hope you guys enjoy this letter. I wrote this letter to him, and I'll go ahead and share it with you. And obviously, I made a video tribute to him after this letter, and I'll get into that after I read it. So this letter I wrote it just this week, and I hope you enjoy it. And Grandpa Martin, when you left my life 3 years ago, I thought it was the end of the world. I didn't know how I would be able to survive without you. I didn't know how I would be able to go back to Lafayette, go back to Purdue, and back to places where I made a lot of memories because it would be so hard to go back without you there. When you passed away, Grandpa, I just didn't lose an ordinary grandpa. I just didn't lose another relative. I lost my best friend and hero. I will never forget the memories we made over the past 15 years we spent together. I will always remember breaking Grandma's glass vase while we were throwing the football in the house, something Grandma told us not to do, but we did it anyway. I'll never forget the time you took me to Purdue for the first time, walked me into Mackey Arena onto the actual basketball floor and shot hoops with you. I'll never forget throwing the football with each other outside in the driveway. I will never forget waiting for you outside the press box in Ross-Age Stadium, and we would walk back to my parents' car talking about the game we just witnessed. Oh, Grandpa, I can go on and talk about the things I will always remember. Before our friendship started to prosper, I was a lonely kid. I wasn't a Christian. I dreaded going to church. I wasn't talkative in school. I was a stay-at-home kid. Didn't want nothing to do with anyone else. I was afraid that people wouldn't like me, and I thought I wouldn't fit in anywhere in life. I was doing awful in school. I was not getting along with my parents. I was failing at life. Though I got through it because of you. You never quit on me, even when I was having troubles with my grades, having troubles at home with my own parents. You're always the one there lifting me up and believing in myself. Every time I would spend time with you and Grandma, you would always teach me life lessons, especially when my brother and I would get into little fights. I remember you telling me that your relationship with God and your family is the number one thing in your life because without them, you are nothing. I will never forget the many life lessons you taught me. I remember my 8th grade year at Central very well. I was finally doing well in school. I was finally making good grades, finally making friends, and your health was starting to get better. You introduced me to a thing called sports broadcasting and writing, and you told me I would love it. Ever since that day, you got me interested in sports broadcasting, and I've always wanted to do that for the rest of my life. I remember going to the Northwestern Purdue basketball game in March of 2007 and getting to meet Matt Painter, Chris Kramer, Chris Lutz, and many more. I remember getting my picture taken with them, and that was a great day. I remember at my birthday party a couple days after the game, and we were watching the Purdue-Ohio State Big Ten Tournament semifinal game. I remember giving you a hug and a kiss at my birthday party and telling you goodbye. But I never knew that'd be the last time I would see you. When the morning of May 1st came, I couldn't believe the news my parents told me with tears coming down their eyes. I couldn't believe that you were gone. I remember you would always send me an email every day. And when I accessed my email that morning, there was no email from you. I still refuse to believe you were gone. But when I went to your house in Lafayette and saw Grandma in tears, it finally hit me. You are no longer with us. Your funeral was the toughest I've ever been through. I remember sitting by your casket with my hand on your chest and tears coming down my eyes. Grandma coming up to me and saying, Luke, he loved you very much. You and Jacob were his pride and joy. Sitting here today knowing that 3 years have passed since you left my life, I am a strong Christian. I'm a better person. I'm an A and B student in school. I am on my way in my sports broadcasting and writing career. I have more friends I could ever dreamed of, and I finally find a place where I fit in. And all of that is because of you. Even though you have not been here the past 3 years in person, I can feel your presence everywhere I go. Every time I go up to Purdue for a football game on a Saturday, I can see you watching from above. Every time I put on something Purdue in the morning, before I head off to school or do whatever I am doing that day, I see your smiling face. Every time I'm at an East football game, baseball game, basketball game, I can feel you standing right next to me, taking in the action, right there with me. In closing, Grandpa, you saved my life, and you knew it before I ever did. Without you, I wouldn't be the person, writer, broadcaster, and student I am today. Without you, I wouldn't have got to know people like Larry Clisby, Rob Blackman, Elliot Bloom, and others at Purdue. Without you, I wouldn't have the guts to get to know Coach Gaddis, Coach Wolford, Mark Wolford, Coach Bruins, Coach Meyer, Coach Danny Brown, Coach Dwinger, Coach Major, and Coach Gross. I wouldn't have had the confidence to meet new friends such as Kellen Otto and his family, Hal Inkoff, Derek Gross, Alex Engelbert, Noah Pollard, Evan Staley, Ryan Leffler, and the whole East Ball family. I wouldn't have had the nerves to meet Coach Martin, Coach Miller, Coach Vogel, Coach Brown, Coach Manowitz, Coach Gratz, and Coach Anderson and the video crew for football, and the whole Columbus East football team. I just want to say thank you for saving my life. Even though you aren't here anymore, I am thinking of you every day. Without you, Luke Martin would not be Luke Martin. Because of you, I want to make an impact on my friends like you have on me. I love you, Grandpa, and I will never forget you. And in closing of today's show, I made a video tribute. I was thinking of what better way to make a video tribute for my grandfather than put to our favorite song and film of the thing that we grew attached and loved and what really built our friendship. I closed today's show with obviously our favorite song, Hail Purdue, put to the clips of the greatest Boilermaker football and basketball moments over the past years that we have spent to each other, and also some moments that have happened since he passed. I hope you enjoyed this very special edition of the Luke Martin Show like I have enjoyed putting it together. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless. Take care.
And they're showing blitz again. They back out of the blitz. Toss it downfield. Football Stubblefield. Goodbye. Taylor Stubblefield beat Dwight Elliott and waltzes into the end zone. It covers 97 yards. Breeze lofts it for the end zone. Got him there. Touchdown. Isaac Joe. The Notre Dame 36-yard line. Orton off play action, getting some pressure. Got a man wide open. Second down and 10. Offensive line continues to do a great job. From the end zone camera. Are the champions of the Big Ten 2000.